Hey, and what is going on, everybody? It's Scion Life back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about 6 common questions that non-car guys ask about us car guys. Now, first off, I just want to tell y'all I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. Figured I'd go ahead and get this video out today since I had some time. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below if you are a non-car guy. Ask me some questions. I may make a video in the future and answer some of your questions. So if you have a question, whether you're a new car guy, a veteran car guy, or a non-car guy that was looking at getting into cars, just let me know down below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with today's video. Alright, so the first question that non-car guys have for us is, why do car guys hate Tesla? Now, we do not hate the company Tesla per se. Personally, I really like Tesla. I like the idea behind it, and I like Elon Musk a lot. I find him really funny. But the reason that car guys generally have a distaste for Tesla is not due to the company at all. It's actually due to the fact that they just make electric cars in most cases. Now, there are some arguments out there if you were to get into the political sphere of stuff like this about mining precious metals like lithium and emissions and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just going to stick strictly to what car guys are thinking about Tesla right now. The reason that most car guys dislike Tesla is because of the fact that they are kind of taking over the car market at the moment. Personally, I think that the brand of Tesla itself is just a trend, and as other car companies get into the electric car sphere and they go to all electric lineups, I feel like Tesla will kind of fade out a little bit if they do not improve upon their current lineup, because their current cars, they're kind of cheap, to be honest. They're not, I mean, they're really fast and they're cool right now, but I feel like 5, 10, 15 years down the line, when every major car company has an electric car in their lineup, Tesla will not be as cool. So the reason that car guys do not like Tesla, to be, really blunt with it, is just they're electric cars. Car guys like engines. We like tinkering with engines. And no amount of torque or speed in the world will ever replace the beautiful sound of our motors. And that's really it. We just like to listen to our motors. We like the vibrations coming through the car. We like to feel it in our seat and in our soul. It really speaks to us. And that's really the essence of why we are car guys to begin with. We love engines. So the fact that Tesla is being successful while taking away what makes car guys so into cars in the first place, it's just kind of a problem for us, for most car guys at least. There are car guys out there who really like electric cars, and that's fine, but for most car guys, it is a problem that we cannot hear an engine while driving a Tesla. And so to answer the second question that non-car guys have, this question, it seems rather simple, but the answer is actually extremely complex. So the question they have is, why do car guys like cars? Well, as I explained a second ago, we really like the motors, the engines. We like to feel the vibrations coming through the car, and the music from the exhaust really speaks to our soul. But that's not the only reason that we really like cars. Another reason is that driving is freedom. Ever since the 1950s and 60s, driving has been presented to a lot of Americans and a lot of people in other countries as well as a form of freedom. You can get inside of your car and go wherever you want. There is so much potential whenever you are behind the wheel. You can do whatever you want, and you are controlling a 2, 3, 4,000 pound machine, and there's just something about that that's really fun to us. And personally, I love driving a lot. I really enjoy driving back roads, curvy back roads. I own an FRS myself, and I just have a blast driving on curvy roads. Some car guys like to go really fast in a straight line. Some car guys like to drive back roads. Some car guys like to go to the track. But I think what it all boils down to in the end of what all car guys really like about cars is that it's just freedom. It's really fun to drive. It's very freeing, and it's a bit of adrenaline rush as well. And now for this third question, it is a bit of a meme, but the question they have is, why do car guys hate automatics? Now, we do not hate automatics. This is more of like a boomer thing, to be honest. A lot of boomer memes talk about hating on automatic cars and loving the manual transmission. Now, this is due to the fact that back in the day, automatics sucked. They were really slow compared to manuals, especially in sports cars. But in recent years, with transmissions coming out like the PDK from Porsche, with the dual clutch transmissions from other companies, and these, of course, have really changed the game in the car world. These automatic transmissions are, of course, faster, especially around the track, compared to manual transmissions. But there are certain cars in the modern day, and I'm sure that a lot of car guys would agree with me. For example, I drive an FRS. The manual transmission is almost a full second faster than the automatic in 0 to 60. The automatic transmission is very slow to downshift and to upshift as well. The lap times are very slow because there is a huge delay in the shifting, and a manual transmission is just a lot faster with the right driver, of course. So with single clutch transmissions, car guys are still kind of wary towards them, and as they should be. You could be faster in a manual transmission compared to a single clutch transmission 95% of the time, and this is true for most cars. But with these new dual clutch transmissions that are coming out from places like Porsche, they are just impossible to beat with a manual transmission. Now, manual transmissions are still fun, of course. I drive a manual. Manuals are super fun to drive. I mean, I love my manual. I would not ever want to go back to an automatic again unless I was in something like a Porsche. But this is just kind of a boomer thing that is carried over a few generations of car guys, and it's finally starting to die out because car manufacturers are finally putting in transmissions that are automatic and can compete with manual transmissions. This fourth question on this list kind of goes along the lines of the first one. This question is, why do car guys hate electric cars? Now again, we do not hate electric cars per se. We just hate the fact that our favorite kind of cars, our favorite kind of engines are all going out of production here very soon. And it sucks because that's what we really enjoy as car guys. We like working on our engines, we like hearing them, as I said earlier, and we just like driving cars that have a bit of character to them and speak to our soul. Electric cars do not do that. They are super quiet. All you can hear is a slight whine from the battery and all of the wind noise around the car. And for us car guys, it just kind of sucks because we're coming to the end of an era that really was the golden era of car enthusiasm. Some would say the 60s were the greatest era, and they were great. Some would say the 90s were the greatest era, and they were great for JDM culture and stuff like that. It really brought it into prominence. But today, this is really the era of the electric car, and we are right here at the foothills of it, and it's coming very soon. Now, with things like Ford putting in the Mustang Mach-E as kind of a pseudo replacement for the current Mustang GT, it's really disheartening for us as car guys to see stuff like this and to see classic nameplates of awesome sports cars that we all know and love starting to turn into electric cars. So of course there will always be us car guys, at least some of us, who will always cling to our guns, and we will always have a car with an engine in it. But for most of the population and most car guys, they will eventually convert over to electric vehicles. Now, this isn't a bad thing, of course, but for car guys right now, we're just a bit skeptical because we really love engines, we love motors, and we love everything about them. And alright, so for this fifth question, the answer is a bit more serious. So the question that non-car guys have is, why do car guys say Mexico or go to Mexico? So the simple answer for this is that we do not want to get in trouble. In Mexico, if you go from Mexico back to the United States, of course you would have committed a crime in Mexico if you committed a crime there and then came back to the United States, and that would be a problem for the Mexican authorities and not the United States authorities. And so you most often hear this whenever car guys go out racing, especially on highways or even past racing at night. If they post something onto YouTube, they'll just say that they're going to Mexico because then the federal government or the local police cannot get involved, or they cannot prove that the racing in question did not happen in Mexico, so the person cannot be arrested. Now, here in like the past year, there have been some pretty big YouTubers that have been getting in trouble, especially out in the Los Angeles area, and they've been getting like some serious felonies because of this. And so this kind of started as a bit of a joke, but now it has become a bit more serious. So now if car guys are to go out racing, they're just saying that they're going to Mexico. That basically just means that they're going racing. They're about to do something highly illegal, but they do not want to get in trouble for it. You'll also see in these videos, they'll blur out street signs, they'll blur out their speed, and this is just due to the fact they do not want to get in trouble, and that's really all there is to it. So this one is a bit more serious, of course, but it kind of started as a meme, kind of. Now it's just really serious because there are actually people getting arrested after posting racing videos on YouTube. So yeah, that's why we say going to Mexico. We just do not want to get in trouble. And now for the sixth and final question on this list that non-car guys have for us. It's, why do car guys hate Honda? Now, this is really a loaded question because this is just a massive meme in the car community, talking about 16-year-olds that just inherited their mom's Honda, threw a fart can on it, and are driving by your house at 2 or 3 in the morning. Now, these are really funny, and there have been a lot of memes about Honda over the years, but personally, I think that Honda is probably the least memeable car brand that you could possibly do. The only exception would be, of course, these young teenagers that inherit a Honda from their parents and then go and try and be car guys with it. Of course, this stuff is funny. These memes are funny. Car guys as a whole, we do not hate Honda. Honda has produced some great cars from the first generation Acura NSX, which is a Honda. Also the Honda S2000, Civic Type Rs, Honda Integras over the years. You know, they have produced a lot of great and very important cars and very important engines, like the B series engines, the K series engines over the years. We love Honda. It's just the people that are in Honda, a lot of the teenagers especially that are trying to get into the car community, make it kind of cringe to own a Honda. And that's all there is to it. We really like Honda. It's just the crowd, I guess, the teenagers that inherit Hondas and then are just car fledglings that are just starting to get into the car community. And so for all you non-car guys out there, I hope I was able to answer at least some of your questions that you have about us car guys. But as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, and if you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing and following along for more content like this. But for now, this is Scion Life, signing out.